Today's science tutorial is about the lungs and how they are adapted for their function. So the image in front of you here just shows a pair of lungs. We've got the trachea at the top here, where the air is breathed into your mouth travels down the trachea into the bronchus, into the bronchioles, and then into the alveoli at the edge there. Okay, if we look in more detail about the alveoli, these are sac-like structures. You can see here they've got a large surface area. That means as much gas can be exchanged as possible between the blood and the alveoli. So how this works is there's a blood supply comes into the lungs, and that's just been pumped from the heart. It's deoxygenated, so this is why it's represented as blue. Blood isn't blue, it's just represented that way to show deoxygenated blood, so blood that's lacking in oxygen. So the blood is fed into here, and these are in blood vessels called capillaries. Now, capillaries are small blood vessels. Their wall is 1 cell thick. That means that maximum diffusion can happen because it's a very short distance that diffusion has to happen. The walls of the alveoli are also 1 cell thick, and so then there again, there's a very short distance that those gases have to diffuse across. In this scenario here, this blood would be full of carbon dioxide because it's the blood coming back after respiration has happened in the cells. So it's bringing carbon dioxide in. Carbon dioxide diffuses into the alveoli, and oxygen diffuses from the alveoli into the capillaries. And as we can see here, it's represented in red. The blood vessels leaving the alveoli have lots of oxygen in the blood, attached to the red blood cells, attached specifically to the hemoglobin in the red blood cells, and they're taken away to the heart to be pumped around the body so that more respiration can occur. So I've already talked about the alveoli having a large surface area. The capillaries themselves cover a large area to take up as much oxygen as possible and to give back to the alveoli as much carbon dioxide as possible. There's very thin walls, so the diffusion distance is very short, which means we get faster diffusion. There is the alveolar lining is moist to help with gas exchange, and it also has a good blood supply, which we talked about with the capillaries. Now, if you look at an alveolar which has been damaged, you can see here the surface area is much smaller, so we will have less gas exchange occurring. So here, if you want to have a go at GCSE question, this is a 4-mark question, and it's explain how the alveoli adapted for gas exchange. I've put in a word bank there to help you, and a diagram that might just help prompt your thoughts. If you want to pause the video now and have a go at that. And here are the answers. So to answer that question, it's got a large surface area, moist lining for dissolving gases, very thin walls in the alveoli and the capillaries, and a good blood supply to maintain a concentration gradient. Now this is important because as the blood flows through here, through this diagram, we'll obviously have a low oxygen concentration here, and as the oxygen moves into the blood, it will become high. As soon as that blood is taken away, that will create another concentration gradient. So constantly, blood lacking in oxygen is flowing into here, which is maintaining that concentration gradient. If the blood just hung around for a long time, then we wouldn't have a net movement of oxygen because the amount of oxygen on both sides would be the same. So we have to be moving this blood away all the time to enable oxygen to diffuse across. So there's 10 show what you know questions for you to have a go at. And if you've got any questions, just send any of the science teachers an email.